Got that seltzer water on me. Don't get it mixed up. We don't do none of that. Haram. Don't do none of that. Not under Mondami's regime, we won't. Enough of that. Enough of that. Yep. How we doing? How we doing, chat? How we feeling? Everybody doing okay? I stay with the seltzer water on me. You know what I'm saying? Stay invigorated at all times. All right, so we're gonna talk about a few things today. I mean, we talk. We do a lot of yapping on this channel. Today we are gonna talk about Shedeur, of course. Nisa, how you doing in the chat on the YouTube side? I appreciate you. We're gonna talk about a few things. Obviously, you know, we already talked about Shedeur returning from what's it called? Injury, the back injury that continued, right? That continues to this day. So I think it's interesting that, you know, we come back and he's here. Certain people had certain things to say. We talked about Tony Grossi always being out of line, but that's just what he does. So we're going to talk about Dillon Gabriel because I wanted to point out Tony Grossi is out of line with everybody. So he got out of line with Dillon Gabriel. He got out of line with Dillon Gabriel. You know what I'm saying? And really put Jerry Jeudy and Dillon Gabriel in a particular or interesting situation. And I really want to do this to highlight the fact that the Browns media has a problem. I don't want y'all to think it's just Shedeur. Now, Shedeur might get the brunt of it. He might get a big share, a lying share of it, but it's not the only one. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how the media is showing their arse, right, in that whole little situation. We got to talk about our guy, Cam Ward. I mean, he's struggling. Shout out to my man, Theo Ash. It's not his fault. I'm going to be a Cam Ward truther. I'm sorry about it. I'm just going to have to sit here and stay there at all times, right? Listen, appreciate the follow as well. Ola, how you doing? How you doing, Ola? This one, the stream might not be as big because I've already dropped so many videos today. Deontay, Deontay said like the video. There's a short list of Ohio State fans I can tolerate. That's one of them. That's my guy. That's my guy. CFB weekly draft rankings as well. Now, as y'all know, I had to put a pause on it because the way that the board looked and the way that it looks now is completely different. So, you know, we have some mock drafts out. People still believe in Lenore Sellers. Hey, I've been there, but I think it's time to give up. So we're going to talk about who the Browns' extra quarterback is because we've already heard the fact that they want to bring 18 quarterbacks. Actually, I want to make sure I have that video in this video because, you know, I don't want y'all to think that I'm making it up when they go ahead and get another what's it called? Lisani, I appreciate that on the TikTok side. You feel me? Wait. Where is it? Is it over here? Yeah, it's over here. It's when he didn't get traded. They were talking about the fact that they're going to go into the season with 2 young quarterbacks. You're going to basically draft another quarterback. Where is this video, dog? Tony Grossi was saying it, man. I promise you he was. But we're going to talk about that. And then I think y'all's favorite thing that I do on the YouTube side, we're going to read some comments, right? We're going to read what y'all got cooking on the comment side and then go from there. Tony Rizzo doesn't think conspiracy theory, yada, yada, yada. Where is that dang thing? It's got to be right here then. Boot up. Someone got that boot up song stuck in my head. Shedeur this season. Shedeur off the field. Have to. I don't think Kevin Stefanski. Wait. Hold on. I
So you're saying there's still plenty of time.
Wait.
To see Sanders.
Tony, in all reality, what does that accomplish? Whether we see him for 4 games, 6 games, or 8 games, they're going to be drafting a quarterback next year. So what? Great. So you're just throwing him out there just because?
This is the one. Sorry. I was supposed to have this ready. I just, when you know what I mean, y'all be reminding me of things, and I got to add it to the card. I got to add it to the whole little shindig. All right. So that's what we're going to talk about. But we got to start right here. We got to start with Dillon Gabriel getting his fair share. Deontay, appreciate you. Appreciate y'all. I can't keep calling you Tings. What's your name, bro? You got to do Ting. Hey, I go Tings. You can go T. Your favorite Texas fan or FB Tings. That's all you got, man. I appreciate Deontay. To be honest, I don't think the Browns organization itself is sabotaging Shedeur. I think they had a plan in place when they were drafting him and are just sticking to the plan regardless of what the media says. Dark X Sigma, I'm not mad at that take. I'm not mad at that take, right? I think it's possible to have a take where, maybe things aren't what it seems. And Dark Sigma, I hope I'm saying your name right. They put the @s now on the thing, so it's a little bit different. Stay right there. When we go to read comments, I want you to bring that back up because I think that's a good point. I think it's an interesting perspective to bring up. What's it called? So let's get started. So look, I make plenty of Shedeur Sanders videos, but at the end of the day, the core thesis of my video is that, look, the media gets a little nasty. They misrepresent, they take you out of context, and they put you in weird predicaments, right? Here's the situation. We got Mr. Tony Grossi, the king of the Dylan Gabriel pushers. He is turning on the whole situation. He is asking some pretty crazy questions to Dylan Gabriel. So we're going to get into that. We're going to listen to Kevin Stefanski interview as well. And if you have time, we're going to listen to the full Dylan Gabriel interview. But just so you know, here's the proof of Tony Grossi saying, I asked Kevin Stefanski if Dylan Gabriel's height is a factor in failing to throw to wide receivers. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Wow. This is the type of goof we're talking about with Tony Grossi. Is he too short? Can he not see the wide receivers? Hey, and I'm gonna save the answer. We'll listen to the answer. Here is the situation.
The time of the draft, both you and Andrew said Dylan Gabriel did his.
Hold on. I gotta rewind that real quick. My headphones aren't in.
Height that didn't show up on college game film. Mm-hmm. You think it's showing up now? I mean, his inability to get the ball to the receivers.
Yeah. I understand the question, Tony, but I would not characterize it that way. We need to play better as an offense. Certainly,
it was good,
there's areas to improve for a young quarterback, but it's really on all of us to improve.
So, I talked about this literally in the other video I dropped today about Shedeur. Hey, who the thunk, right? And I was talking about these are the sort of standards that they set themselves up for in the Browns media, right? Like you finally get all this attention, whether you think it's positive or negative, whether you hate the Shedeur cult or not. At the end of the day, y'all getting paid at levels y'all ain't never seen. Y'all finna see a Q4 y'all ain't never seen in Cleveland. I'ma guarantee you that Johnny Manziel ain't putting money in your pockets like Shedeur Sanders is, right? So with all that being said, the fact that you choose to act an ass, for lack of a better term, as some people in my family would say, act an ass every chance you get. When Baker Mayfield was there, now that Shedeur Sanders is here, and now your guy, Dylan Gabriel, the man that you championed, Tony Grossi, remember, at least stand on something like, man, hey, that's your guy. He's the supercomputer. It's only been 4 games. You giving up on him already? What is it because of his 6-yard average depth of target? Or is it because he has one of the lowest passer ratings in the NFL? Or is it because every single week his passer rating gets lower? Which one was it, Tony Grossi? That's all it took. 4 games and one absolute shitstorm. That's it. Come on now. But of course they didn't stop there. They're never gonna stop there. Here are some more questions concerning the height and concerning getting the ball to your number 1 wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy.
You threw only 8 passes receivers in New England. So the question is, are you uncomfortable throwing downfield?
No, I think there's just a mixture of things that have to come together to make that happen. That's myself included.
Do you think Gabriel was able to see you guys downfield?
Yes.
Hey man, I'm gonna give you something, Tony. I'm gonna give you something, Tony. Tony, you a funny guy. Tony Grossi, they gonna ask Jerry Jeudy, hey, do you think he can see y'all? Do you think he can see? Is that why he's not throwing the ball more than 20 yards? Hey, that's some nasty stuff, man. And I got at some point, I got to give a small clap to Tony because I don't think I've ever seen some hating shit like that. Like that's like Kendrick ain't got nothing on this. How you going to ask? I ask your head coach who has given you the first team reps, has made you the starting quarterback, who is implementing a pass game around your strengths ideally, right? And you going to ask me if I think my quarterback is tall enough to see my wide receivers. And then you don't stop there. You don't stop there. Then you say, I wish you would have asked Dylan Gabriel to his face. This is what I mean by these people don't stand on nothing. Like, it's good for fun. These are funny jokes. Tony Grossi, hey, the jest, I get it. I'm here. It's very funny. But taking them seriously with any professionalism is kind of, you know what I mean? I can go to Garrett Bush if I actually want somebody. I can go to Daniel Fusi if I really want to, you know what I'm saying? I can go to the Dog Pound podcast if I really want some real coverage. I know what role Mary Kay, Tony Grossi, and sadly Tony Rizzo play. Entertainment and to be a mouthpiece for the Browns organization. Right? You know, Tony Rizzo and Tony Grossi have this good cop, bad cop thing going on. And boy, is Tony Rizzo playing that bad guy. I just want y'all to remember, this is the same person that had, you know, Baker Mayfield upset. This is a real deep history in the Browns media of mistreating, misusing, and frankly, I think it's funny, but insulting. You're insulting your players. You're insulting the players that make up the team that is a part of cutting your checks. I think that's crazy. I think you could have had a real way to say that, hey, Dylan Gabriel, hey, I know you're a guy, you know, not the prototypical size. You know, what do you do and what do you think you do great to make sure you can extend the ball and still push the ball down the field, give your guy opportunities? Do you like throwing the ball? Do you like playing football, Dylan Gabriel? Jerry Jeudy, you know, you got such a unique quarterback, right? You know, all the experience, the different things, the different ways that he sees. How do you see him, getting over the fact that he might not be the prototypical size, or what kind of throwing lanes are you helping him in any of those regards? Do you think your quarterback can see ya? Hey man, bravo. But Hey, the Browns, they really showed out to show what we could. Now, here is, if you want a little bit of a more serious question before we go into some Kevin Stefanski stuff, and we kind of wrap this up and, you know, go deeper into that. Here is Dylan Gabriel, again, with a more productive answer to a question.
Yeah, try to continue to emphasize that. That's something we want to do. Jerry's really good.
Look at him in the background.
The players' hands that are really good, and let them go do their thing. So, just want to emphasize that. And we did it throughout the year, but want to put a point of emphasis for sure.
I mean, just a goofball in the background. Look at this goofball in the background. I told y'all, look, man, I've never been anti Dylan Gabriel. In fact, I like Dylan Gabriel. But, you know, and it grows, my enjoyment grows, and I see why. I see pictures of, you know, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur, they be dapping each other up on the sideline. Those pictures never go viral. Just saying. Right? In the well-off media video, Dylan Gabriel coming from the sideline after a touchdown, guess who's there dapping him up? Shedeur Sanders. It don't go viral, though. Right? So I'm actually I'm not mad at DG. I'm starting to feel bad for Dylan Gabriel. Can I be honest? Can I be honest? I thought he was just a good football player. Now I got a soft spot in my heart for the Flying Hawaiian, or an iteration of the Flying Hawaiian. Who is the Flying Hawaiian? Is it Marcus Mariota? Somebody do the Googles, please. But before we end this video, we are going to listen to a little bit of Coach Stefanski. Hopefully there's some actual productive conversation. Maybe he speaks to, the fact of him giving up his play calling ability. Maybe he speaks to the fact that he's done it 2 years in a row. Maybe some outlet on what he looks for Dylan Gabriel in positive ways. Let's see if we can get into it.
Shedeur is going to be practicing today. Will he be back as your QB2 this week?
He'll be limited today, Mary. case, so need to see how he responds. Obviously, he's pushing very hard in rehab, but need to see how he does over the next couple days.
Glenn didn't announce the other day who's going to play quarterback for him. What does that do to you guys if you have to prepare for two different guys?
Yeah, obviously two different players, but they're both good in their own right. I mean, Justin Fields is extremely dangerous, very, very, very fast. They do a great job in the run game. He's a threat to make all the throws with his arm strength in the pass game, and then he can tuck it and run, as you've seen throughout this season. He's made some huge plays with his legs. Obviously, Terod's a veteran that knows what to do with the football, very accurate, good athlete, can make you miss, obviously, as he moves outside the pocket, but a veteran that really operates well. So, have to be prepared for both guys.
How do you think the bye regenerated your guys for this last half of the season?
Yeah, I think the bye week, regardless of where it comes, Jeff, you have to recharge, and I think our guys did that. Obviously, have a 9-game season coming up here after 8 in the book, so have to make sure that they're ready in mind, body, and spirit for the run.
Do you have a charge going forward for these last 9 games for Dylan? I mean, have you given him sort of some mandates or instructions on what you need to see from him to elevate his game?
I wouldn't put it that way, Mary Kay, other than to say
to elevate. You say
to do better offensively in total, quarterback position, every position, coaching, you name it. So those, going back to the bye week.
Shout out to you, Deontay.
And learn some things and try to make sure that we as coaches are putting our guys in the best position to succeed, and certainly that would count the quarterback as well.
You talked a lot about self-evaluation. Coming out of the bye, what do you think after evaluating your team? Where do you think you guys stand? What did you get out of that?
Well, I think you don't wait till the bye to look at yourself from a scout standpoint. You're constantly doing a self-scout. It does give
an actual good answer.
Though,
wow.
After 8 games to really look at it from a bunch of different angles, whether it's the personnels you're using, the schemes you're using, you can go on a deeper dive, if you will. You can go on a deeper dive on what other teams are doing, what teams are doing to you, those type of things. So you learn a lot. I think it's really important, and what the coaches did a nice job with. I think it's important to take all those learnings and then condense them down into some action items, into the big bullet points, if you will, as opposed to trying to account for every single thing you've learned.
You really like the team going into the trade deadline. Outside of the one move yesterday, a lot of the guys that were speculated that could potentially be moved are still here. Do you think that can help inject some life into the team as well now that has passed and this is the team going forward and they can all focus?
Yeah, I understand the question, Daryl. I don't know how much guys spend time thinking about those type of things. I know it's speculative, and I know there's plenty of news outlets that cover those type of things, and that's what you have to do. But our guys don't spend much time on that.
Why did y'all not do any? Why'd y'all make no moves? That should be the question. Why were no moves made?
Does that change?
Yeah, I do think it's important with a play caller that you have a call sheet of plays that you're really comfortable with. So certainly this week, making sure Tommy's got the quote-unquote final say. I'm letting him kind of put this thing together. Obviously, I'm helping and making my suggestions, but I want him to feel comfortable.
No. Anybody who's going to have to run this Tommy Rees offense against the depleted, might I add, the depleted Jets, you don't want Kevin Stefanski sniffing in Nathan. You don't want him suggesting shit. Now, if I give you some more background, he's going to get more deeper into this conversation and basically explain that, while Tommy Rees is going to have final say, when it comes to, maybe the play calling and the ways those things happen, at the end of the day, Kevin Stefanski in his CEO role is still going to have final role when it comes to situational things, right? So like fourth quarters and things of that nature, it's going to come down to how Kevin Stefanski feels, and that's an interesting conversation to have. Let's see if we can hear a little bit from old DG. Not too much here. We're gonna pop it for a few minutes and then wrap this up. If it works, man. Put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Pish wow, wiki, wow, wow. Hey, yo, shout out to Missy Elliott, man. The kids need to. And Deontay, shout out to you for finding out the Flying Hawaiian. He said he ain't. I don't need Google. I know who the Flying Hawaiian is. My fault. That's on me. That's on me. Oh my God, it's Mary. I swear, I was just trying to put on the Dylan Gabriel part of this, and look who it is. She's always just they're just always in places, yo. Oh, it's coming from one side. Sylvia Blue, how you doing on the TikTok side? All right, DG, let's hear it, DG.
Going about our business.
Think about Kevin turning play calling over to Tommy, and how do you think that might change things up a little bit?
Okay. Yeah, I think it hasn't really changed much in terms of day to day. Just going about our business that way, but I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good for the guys, and want to get this thing going in the right direction.
And do you think did that show you guys that Kevin is willing to do whatever it takes, even if he had to give up a chore like that, to get you guys rolling?
Yeah, I guess you could say so. I think Coach Stefanski really wants to win, and like you said, he'll do whatever it takes to do that.
Dylan, what you time these past couple months? Like, what does he bring as an offensive mind that you think will be a good spark to this offense?
I think he's eager, he's hungry. He's got a lot of knowledge. I've been a fan even from back in college and seeing what he's been able to do. But I think he just utilizes players at a high level. And but I think with everyone, it's all coming together. It's never one person. Definitely there could be times of inspiration and help in that way, but it's all of us coming together to help each other out. And Coach is a good leader for that.
Dylan, when a receiver is having a season.
Oh, wait. This is the Tony Grossi receiver question. Here we go.
He drops a number of balls that Jerry Judy has. How does that? Do you hesitate to throw to a receiver who's in kind of a slump like that?
No, you continue to go right back at it. We believe in Jerry, believe in all our guys, and we'll continue to attack that. Plays within a game, they happen. You know what I mean? And you got to continue to work through them, but have ultimate belief in Jerry and all our guys.
So, I'm gonna be the bad guy here, and you'll see what I say. And I see people in the comment section say, "Hey, man, he doesn't have a personality." XYZ. He's the type of person who blames other. DG has lost all confidence. He's been struggling, but Stefanski is sabotaging him even more than needed. His confidence has been shattered, and I agree most with BK in my live chat on the YouTube side, where look, a lot of people. And y'all have gotten mad at me. My YouTube audience has gotten mad at me, and I've stood 10 toes down, right? And I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm a DG guy too, right? I'm not mad at DG. Now, DG ain't playing good football. Now that's a problem, right? If DG not gonna play good football, I can't be a fan of DG, right? So with that being said, I don't hate D. Like, nobody is against Dylan Gabriel. Like I think some people are wrongfully might have ill will towards him because he's starting in a position that was thrust upon him. But I think BK makes a great point that, he's been. I make this and I'm gonna keep making it because I like admitting when I was wrong. I was wrong about Jackson Dart, but when I bring this up to say the thing that I love about what Jackson Dart is or what they're doing with Jackson Dart in Jacksonville is they're playing to his strengths. They're getting some read option. They're scheming up some back waggle, a wide open throw. Hey, let's get some play, get some RPO, let's get some tempo going. How about we make the hardest position in football? Can we give him a breather? Can we give him a second? Can we allow him to get into the game? Dylan Gabriel, I feel like, didn't get that luxury. He was thrust into an offense in which a veteran was supposed to save them. Now, look, it's bad hoops regardless, right? It's bad ball. But from a personal standpoint, in the same way that I feel for Shedeur and some of the people misrepresenting him, hey, man, Dylan Gabriel is in a bad spot too. He has to run the Kevin Stefanski offense. And my whole point on top of that, people say he doesn't have personality. Nah, man, I think he's just sad. I think it's cold in Ohio. This kid is from, not Florida. He is from Hawaii. It's getting real chilly. They ain't won a lot of games. Everybody's asking for Shedeur Sanders. He had one of his worst games. Like, at some point, you got to feel for DG. And even if all that wasn't true, just running the Kevin Stefanski offense, that's too much. That's too much for one sane human to do. So I actually commend him for, hey, they asked him, how do you feel about Jerry Jeudy with the drops? And we watched an earlier thing, and, he reiterates that, hey, we're trying to get Jerry Jeudy the ball. Like, Jerry, that's our guy. Like, I want to feed him, right? This is, a great freeze frame. And then on top of that, hey, how do you feel about, the coaching change, X, Y, Z? Hey, man, he bigs up it. Hey, whoever the leader is going to be the leader. Nothing much changes, X, Y, Z. I'm excited to see what happens. Those are important things important things to say as right now the QB1, right? Now, just because he's not playing good football doesn't mean, technically he's QB1. All right, let's give it to him. We got to give that to him. So, appreciate you, DG. I don't appreciate you, Kevin Stefanski. But how do y'all feel? Do you think that the media is getting tired, is done with Kevin Stefanski and Dillon Gabriel? Because remember, it's Kevin Stefanski, I don't know why, but the media was sure happy to tie them at the hip. Hey, that's his guy. Why can't you help your guy? And I want to end this here. And this is what I mean by, I think Kevin Stefanski is just a bad coach that's doing bad by Dillon Gabriel and even worse by Shedeur, right? I don't think he's a good enough coach to make Dillon Gabriel look good, and he's definitely not a good enough coach to utilize Shedeur. But we're at the point where you've had 4 struggling games from the guy that you handpicked to run your offense, Will Stein's wide zone offense that he's been running since Oregon. In 4 weeks after a struggle, you give up on him. Here, have a dude who's been running Alabama and Notre Dame offenses. He literally ran the same offensive scheme in college. Kevin Stefanski, I want it to be known. The reason why I made that video and I showed y'all, I connected the Will Stein wide zone schemes to Kevin Stefanski's wide zone schemes, the heavy 12 personnel, all those things that he ran at Oregon that translated well over to Kevin Stefanski's system. I'm saying that because the blame is on Kevin Stefanski. As much as it's funny to say DG's mid, and he's mid, he's bad, he's trash. You know who's even worse? The man who handpicked him and can't make him look like a decent football player. But y'all let me know how y'all feel down below. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like football content, man. We'll see you next time. Peace. If you're in the live chat, don't go nowhere. We got more videos to do, man. I'm gonna read y'all's comments. I'm gonna read the live chat real quick. Pop Obsidian back up. Bada bang, bada boom. We're going to go right into the QBs. After this, we are going to, what's it called? What do you say? We are going to probably do some comment reading, and we'll save Cam Ward to the end. We will save Cam Ward to the end. But let me read some of the comments here. What's it called? Let's go back. My man Will Smith, publisher. And my man Will Smith is a member, man. And y'all be on the lookout. Membership content. I'm not traveling as much. I'm gonna start doing some membership content. We're gonna do some. I'm not sure if we're gonna do film breakdowns. I don't want to steal G Bush's. I don't want to steal his swag. But I think just like a cool little watch along. Y'all know me. I'm not like a heavy film guy. I know a little here and there. You know what I'm saying? I can put a little. I can tell you what coverage it is. I can tell you what's going on a little bit. So. I would love to, maybe watch some games, maybe watch some well-off media, maybe do some more reaction stuff. So I want to give you guys that are members. The only thing I only have like Nisa and Will Smith right now. Shout out to y'all who are members currently. But I want to still, I'm bringing y'all more content. So be on the lookout for that. But going back up, what's it called? Deontay says last name basis is for good coaches. No quarterback can play under Kevin. Deontay, I agree. Cup H70 says FB, I nicknamed Grossi the Silver Flake over a decade ago because the guy just isn't very bright when it comes to common sense football. Hey, that's apparently a long tenured Cleveland fan saying that. Terrence Jones says DG is cheeks. DG, Bryce, Kyler, and Tua stink because they're short. Whoa, 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 whoa. Shout out to Drew Brees. Just because you're a short quarterback don't mean everything, man. Kevin Stefanski and Dylan Gabriel. Oh, this is a nasty. If I can show you. Last name basis is for good coaches. 80s Brazil says, we don't hate him. We not rooting for him. And hey, I'm not mad at that. None of his people rooting for Shedeur. He was even taking shots. Nah. No shots, man. No shots. We do have a super chat, though. So I will read the super chat. I think it says Sweetie T 499. I appreciate that. Says QBs are all screwed. They do not mold a quarterback and they do not play to their strengths. DG isn't QB1, but he's going to be an okay backup. I think he could, but I genuinely think they are messing up his confidence. I really do think that they're putting him in a tough situation here. We're done with both of them. Intel Play says Stefanski scapegoated so many people. This is where we have to. Intel Play is a great point. Stefanski has scapegoated so many people. I feel bad that Dylan is in the middle of it all. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Reasons to be child free. I don't know. Hey, what's going on? How you doing in the TikTok chat? But like you gotta feel for somebody who's in that sort of situation, who's caught in a real crossfire. You know what I'm saying? Living Life on TikTok says, each game he looks like he loses confidence. I gotta agree. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta give him a little bit of credit of fighting through the storm. That is the Kevin Shitstansky, or whatever y'all call it, offense. What's it called? Ola says, Tings, you know they love to bring up how Stefanski was coach of the year. Nah, Ola, I ain't even bringing it up. I'm done with it. Did you see Coach Gruden's comment about all this? Oh, I did not. Did Coach Gruden have? Hold up. Because I wanted to do like a little mini segment. I had a bookmark I wanted to look at. Did Gruden say something about? Y'all might have to link me. I don't know. Y'all might have to link me in the chat. Y'all might have to link me in the chat. Jason Brown, ex-Carolina Panthers. I said I didn't even spell it right. Gruden Browns. Let me see if I can find it. I don't see. Wait. It's time for the week's Green Grinders, and we have 5 good ones that deserve some big credit for their games this past weekend. Maybe that. I don't know. I'll have to see. If y'all show me, I'll look at it. I'll see what's happening. I'll show y'all what's good in the hood. At least yap about it a little bit. But let me continue. At Judon, I kind of believe that. Koi Capital says, sorry, I'm behind. I believe OG Flying Hawaiian is Palomalo. Oh, we got different Flying Hawaiians coming in here. Dylan will make a career playing arena football. That's crazy. You know what? Let's just go ahead and start reading some comments, right? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna read. We're going to skip right ahead, and I'm going to read a comment to one of my videos. I'm going to start with the live comments. This will be a special edition of reading y'all's comments because y'all going crazy. The comments are hilarious. TikTok is kind of being hilarious too. So, you know what I'm saying? How about we put it all together, man? Let's read y'all's comments. And I'm going to let y'all choose. Check his comment from the show on Gil's Arena Gridiron. Oh, Coach Gruden was on Gridiron? Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. What's it called? I'm looking for something. Oh, my own YouTube. Yeah, that's what I need. I need my YouTube channel. Boom. Okay. So, we're going to read some comments now. Of course, we have to read the comments on the comment reading video, which is right. Where is it at? Right. Okay, cool. Boom. So we got to go here with it. And then I like to do one that's like biggish. Okay, boom. I like this too because it's a little different vibes, a little different vibration. Should I force some Arch Manning content? Nah, I ain't going to do that to y'all. And then I'll go right here with it. We're going to read the comments here. We'll do it like that. And matter of fact, you know what I should do? This is how I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna start like this. For vibration, I'm gonna start like this. I know you're seeing a lot. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on. Can I not? Why can't I open up the live? I'm trying to look at the live stream panel, man. I'm confused. Why can't I see the live chat? I want to show y'all the live chat as I read the live chat to y'all, but I can't see it. Why can't I see it? I'm confused. Hold up. Let me do something real quick. Let me figure something out. Yo, bad MC, huh? Bad master of ceremony over here, huh? Gotta be quicker, gotta be smoother than all this. I'm gonna pull y'all in from on the back end side of YouTube. I'm gonna pull y'all in from the back side of YouTube. Pause. That sounds crazy. But that's what's finna happen. I'm pulling y'all in from the back side of YouTube. And I'm going to do one of these numbers right here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Woo. All right. Oh wow, that's perfect. Okay, cool. Cool. No, don't do nothing. All right, cool. Get this out of here. As you can see with my get this out of here. All right, this is how we're gonna do it. This is a very odd way to do it, but nevertheless, we are doing it right here, right now. Y'all have the craziest things. I'm live. They're talking about Shedeur Sanders needs to be traded to Saskatchewan University. They're talking about Shedeur Sanders needs to become a professional bodybuilder that sells sneakers on the side. I mean, I think he would go crazy with that. It's nasty. I'm tired of it. All right. So we're reading y'all's comments. I think this is number 9, number 10. Y'all got some crazy comments. We're starting with the live comments. See, the live chat thinks that they can get away with it. Live chat thinks everything is cool and crispy. Nah, man. I'm reading y'all's comments first. So let's get a few of these. If you're in here live, go ahead and drop a crazy comment, a crazy take, because I'm reading a few of y'all's live comments to start this video out right now. So I've heard some crazy things. My man BK has been saying some crazy things. And also, and this is what he has to say right here. Also, one other thing, Dylan never took shots at Shedeur. He was obviously referring to those in the media as the entertainers. All those thinking Dylan took shots are doing a disservice. And, you know, this is something that I agree with. I really agree with this sort of situation because I think, you know, like I was talking about, and this is what I was talking about in this live, was about the idea that you're set up in such a bad way with Dylan Gabriel that no matter what he says, people are going to try to misconstrue him. They're going to try to make him seem like he was saying things that he wasn't, right? And I do think it's a really good point to point out that, you know, he clearly does not like the media either. He clearly, you know, we were watching in this same live stream, Tony Grossi asked him crazy question. Mary Kay asked him stupid questions. Like, he don't like that. He don't want to deal with that. So I think we have to give Dylan Gabriel a level of grace too at the same time. And this is the last one. My man Deontay Lewis, who's always in here, says, "I'll drop kick you if Arch Manning content comes before we get this 12 shit offer." Hey man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now, this is a comment reading video, but I gotta ask my audience: are y'all tired of the Arch Manning content? Cause I'm not gonna stop. I'm sorry. I got to. Don't worry. Hey, when it's draft season, I'll be talking about a lot of Buckeyes. I'm gonna be talking about a lot of Buckeyes when it's draft season. Y'all got y'all time. All right, but we gotta go live with it because we gotta watch some other ones. So, what's it called? Judon says, "I saw it with my own eyes. When asked if Cleveland was a play that he wouldn't allow Shedeur to play, Deion gave a nonverbal confirmation and said that he's gonna come back to bite him. This is the result." I think that even Deion Sanders, if you ask him, he's a man that believes in maybe karma, but more likely just the teachings of the Bibles, right? You know what I'm saying? And I do think there are some passages about reaping what you sow and getting, what you reap as it sow it, or your roosters coming to roost or whatnot. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not nasty up here with it. I'm not too good with the recalling of those specific things. But what I will say is, even though that Deion's my guy and one of my favorites and an inspiration to me, how I do things and why I make content in XYZ, I think it's fair to say, hey man, maybe some things weren't done the best way. Now, that don't mean that he's terrible because things can always be done in the wrong way. There can always be small little things. I don't think those need to be what characterizes how we look at them, though. You feel me? And I feel like that's what we're looking at with the media, where the characterization is overblown of a simple situation. So CB with $4.99, appreciate you. He says, if the Browns really think Shedeur Sanders is trash, we can really find out if they just cut him or put him on the practice squad. That's been one of the biggest points that I've made in a lot of this is like, guys, if he, Tony Grossi, if he was actually as bad as y'all want him to, if he was as bad as y'all want what the Browns are doing for that to mean, you feel me? Does that make any sense? If he's as bad as y'all want what the Browns are doing to mean that don't make no sense. But you get what I'm saying. If he was as bad as y'all think, right? Cut him. If he was as bad as y'all think, why is he even the backup? If he's as good as think, why was he the emergency quarterback behind Joe Flacco? Like, it just, if you trust Bailey Zappi, if you had Tyler Huntley, if you could have kept Kenny Pickett, right? It's mind-boggling to me that we're sitting here and not only is Shedeur not getting opportunities, but now some people are putting it against Shedeur because he's not starting. Because he's not getting equal opportunity. I think it's a crazy situation. Why should we think that he's anything but a rookie quarterback that is being developed? Now, maybe because it's Kevin Stefanski doing it. Maybe because it's the Browns doing it, right? But y'all can't have it both ways, Tony Grossi. It can't be he's a 5th-round quarterback. If he's a 5th-round rookie quarterback, then what he's doing is being slowly developed because a 5th-round quarterback needs more development, right, Tony Grossi? So why are y'all holding him to the standards of a 1st-round pick? And that's my issue. That's been one of my biggest issue is y'all want to call him a 5th-round pick, but judge him and give him the attention of a 1st-round pick. I'm a big Spencer Rattler guy. Hey, everybody was, he's throwing all them damn interceptions and shit, going 1-8. Man, Spencer Rattler, the tape looks good. That don't worry about the interceptions. And I like Spencer Rattler. And I shouldn't say that because he's a former Oklahoma Sooner. I like Spencer Rattler. I like his story too. Go look it up. I mean, he went from like a overly cocky kid to like a team leader at South Carolina, like a school favorite. So I think go look that up. I think that's a really good journey of a young man, right? But I say all that to say there is no other 5th-round pick that's getting this recognition. There is no other that gets held to the same standards, that gets scrutinized like Shedeur does. It just doesn't exist. Now, I'm going to have to stop these live, but I'm going to come right back to them, right? Because I have to read some of the videos from the Shedeur Sanders being sabotaged. Now, a lot of this Shedeur Sanders reading comments, this is reading comments number 7. A lot of this was y'all actually talking about me collabing with G Bush. So this is after, if you donate, I gotta read it. So this is another donation. Trey Mack with $4.99 says, after watching the Panthers game and the specific throws Shedeur Sanders made, have you seen Dylan make any of the throws or similar? The most similar, and I'll give him, because you know me, I'm gonna give Dylan his credit. The closest thing I've seen was actually his first touchdown. I know it was in garbage time, but the throw itself was pretty good. He layered it over a defender. I think it was against the Ravens in garbage time to Harold Fannin, I believe. Oh no, I think it was Dylan Sampson. It was like a quick little whoop. Like I think it was a not a flag, but a corner route, and he layered that thing. That's as close, and that's one time in garbage time for one touchdown, like on the 5-yard line. So to tell you the truth, not really, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not on the same level, but we know that. I mean, how many times have we seen, or like, forget that, just the 3rd down throws. When Shedeur was throwing on 3rd down, there was so much more, not even say confidence, but at least an attempt for trying to get the 1st down. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'll start with the live chat. If you donate, I'll read it. And at the end of this reading comments video, I'm gonna go back to the live chat, but I gotta get through some of these comments here. So let's check it out. It says G Bush said DM so y'all can collab right now as he's streaming live. We got that locked in. G Bush gave you props on his stream, bro. Much deserved. Shout out to G Bush, man. Hey, that collab was great. I hope y'all got to go watch it. Go check it out. He already dropped the clips on his channel. Very, very great guy and a model for what the content in this particular sphere should be, right? There's a lot of grifters. There's a lot of people just trying to get the money on. And I'm very transparent. I've always been transparent with y'all. I'm Texans head to toe, but I've been accepted by the CU aunties. I've been accepted by the Shedeur squad. You know what I mean? And it's because I have, a real deal passion, the same one that Garrett Bush has, but to a higher level, because his passion goes into the Browns itself too, right? And I think you're allowed to get a really cool perspective from him. So I just think it's dope. I think it's good to hear from a real deal fan. Y'all dropping the money now. CB499 says, I guarantee he won't last very long on the practice squad before another team snatches him away. Don't worry, he's not going on the practice squad. So John Luke Jr. 74 says Stefanski is trying to get fired. I don't think that's a bad theory. Like, what if Kevin Stefanski is tired of being the Browns coach? What if, and this is not how, I don't even think this is how it works, but just rock with me. What if he's trying to be like a college coach? You know what I mean? What if he wants to go get paid to go to the house? I think there are buyouts in NFL. I don't know. I think it works a little different. I don't think it's $50 million buyouts. I don't know. But maybe he's done being in Ohio. Maybe he wants to go back to Penn. You feel me? He wants to go enjoy his people, his places, his spaces, and get up out of there. You feel me? Like, I don't even understand why he would put himself, make his guy, latch himself to a 4th, 5th round graded guy, take him in the 3rd round, and have him look as admitted as it. It don't bode well for you, pal. It don't bode well for you. So, oh wow, this is a nice comment. Julian Roman says, dude, you're insightful and very positive. Shedeur needs more people like yourself in his corner. Much respect. Go be legendary. I want to yap about that because I say this a lot of times. I'm not sure if I would get the same amount of views, but I know I could get plenty of views if I was on Shedeur, right? If I came here every single video and said, well, this is why Shedeur actually deserved to fall, or this was this, here's the film. Like, I think my job should be to be fair, but not be negative, right? Like we're talking about it if you're in the live stream watching, kind of how Tony Grossi has, in his own right, disrespected the craft that he's built up, right? Left himself with a reputation of non-professionalism when it comes to the sports journalism world, right? And that's a shame because, you have historic players like a Joe Thomas, you have a Peyton Hillis run, you have the man who was addicted to weed and played amazing wide receiver, Mr. Josh Eric Gordon. Like there were so many things. There, like contrary to popular belief, there's a lot of great football, beautiful football that has happened in those Browns helmets. Now, not a lot of winning, but there are amazing ways to extract and focus on, really the more positive things. What's it called? That are happening in your own sports city. And the fact that they have kind of disparaged that to be so negative, not just towards Shedeur, but towards Baker, towards Jerry Jeudy, towards Myles Garrett, being confrontational towards Kevin Stefanski. Like, at what point do you not try to? And I see from the I follow people from the Titans. I follow people from the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? I keep up with Jimmy Horn. I keep up with the people or whatever, and I see such a different vibe over there, right? There are some people who are kind of pricky and might do a little, might get a little out of line once or twice, especially with the Titans because of how bad they were, right? But at no point did it ever feel like confrontational. Like at no point did it feel like, the Titans were against their players or all these things, except that crazy Panthers when they asked him about his dad. Who actually passed. Shout out to Xavier Legette in his past that they were trying to get him caught up. I will say that was crazy. But again, sports journalism is full of weirdos, is my point, right? But the fact that almost every single staple Browns and big name Browns guy, Tony Grossi is a big, he's been in the game for a long time. Mary Kay Cabot's been in the game for a long time. I hate that those basically the first two people that you're going to see when it comes to Brown sports reporting happens to be people whose legacies deal with making their own players and coaches look bad. Like I never got that. I don't get that. I get it. It bleeds, it leads. But plenty of people making negativity content. Go ahead, man. Go find it. It ain't over y'all. Newski says, I'm convinced the people who hate on Shedeur have never played football. Anybody with eyes that understands football and what it's like to be in practice and games can see he's a first-round talent. You know, I'm tired of even arguing this because it's real. Because people try to gaslight you. All I got to do is pull up the draft grades. That's it. I'm going to just pull up the draft grades. That's all I got to do. G. Bush broke it down and said basically the Cleveland fan base and community are scared. All the Shedeur fans will come in and take over the fandom and change the culture. My thing is, good. Browns, 12, have been a laughing stock. And I think this is a great point. It's a point that I've made, and it's something that I say in a lot of my videos. It's like, yo, the Browns want to be ass and peace. They want peace, quiet, and assness. That's what they want a part of their life. Right? So when you're dealing with this, not only are Shedeur fans large in number, it's not just that they are actionable, right? Y'all really about it. It's not no game. Hey, you say something out of line. Hey, y'all came at me. Y'all, and I've stood my ground. Y'all come at me. I know what it is. I know what the game is. But it's important because me and G. Bush were talking about that. It's like, and I wish I could go deeper into it. I get it though, and I was kind of explaining to him in the way and I think he, I'm sure he gets it in his own perspective too. But my perspective, my breaking it down is like, yo, the amount of slander that Shedeur has gotten over the past few years. Like, remember, y'all, some of y'all think it's, he got drafted and people are slandering him. No. I don't know how long y'all been watching, but I mean, he wasn't really getting slandered that much at Jackson State. But as soon as Shedeur Sanders stepped foot in Colorado and decided he could do something at a Power 5 school, oh God. It's too flashy. It's too this. It's too that. Oh, the Shedeur kid, he's wearing oh my God. They painted a narrative before they could even put a helmet on, dog. So there have been real CU aunties, and I don't, hey, actually, it don't matter when you became a CU auntie. Everybody's, we all love you, you know what I mean? But them CU aunties that been here for a while, right? They have seen some nasty stuff. They saw what Jay Norvell said. They watched Mike Norvell get hired because that was supposed to be Shedeur Sanders coaching for his alma mater, but they snaked him out. Oh, they still upset about that one, right? But again, they don't want you to remember everything that happened. They want you to think, oh, Shedeur, bad interviews, he don't deserve it. Colorado has a negative record. That's what they want you to think. They want you to forget about the Jackson State years. They want you to forget about the 4-8 season, and then the 9-4 season, the first bowl since 2016, highest number of wins I think in almost 2 decades. Over 100 Colorado records. They want you to only remember, but he got his jersey retired. That's what they want you to remember. They don't want you to remember how long and how much slander the CU aunties watched when he went 4-8. The slander CU aunties and Shedeur fans watched after that BYU game. The slander they watched after the jersey retired. The same person who did nothing but love Colorado. There's a video. Thank you for the roses, by the way. There's a video. If you go back in Well Off Media, when what's it called? Deion, first takes the job, and they're still at Jackson State. They got a bowl game to finish, and Shedeur Sanders has a Colorado hat on, ready for the task at hand. And Shiloh actually had to say, "Hey man," because Shiloh does not play about Jackson State. He loves Jackson State. Like, he does not play about it. He was like, "Hey man, we got a bowl game to play." They want you to think that Shedeur just came in and used Colorado for the hype and for the clout. What hype? What clout? He broke 100 records. Y'all ain't went to a bowl game in forever. And this is not me talking about Colorado. I'm trying to say, like, when the new Browns people see the CU aunties, right? When the new Cleveland Browns fans see the Shedeur Sanders fan base, they think, oh, y'all are just some delusion. No, dog. Yeah, they've listened to people for years, not months. It didn't start in the draft. I want y'all to know. Back when Tings was CFB Tings, I don't know how many of y'all remember. But way back in there, you feel me? It was a whole different vibe. It was just constant. Deion is wrong about the transfer portal. Oh, Deion's losing a bunch of people in the portal. Oh, man, Colorado is last chance you 2.0. And this is why I was like, when I do have my, theories, and I don't like to theorize too much, I'm like, yo, this is not really about Shedeur. Because by all accounts, besides anonymous sources, I ain't seen not one person actually say corroborated things that Shedeur Sanders has done wrong, done bad, done evil. Which y'all got a tweet and some speeding tickets, whoop-de-doo. If that's all y'all got, hey man, worst Nepo baby I done seen. So I'm never gonna sit here and accept the Shedeur cult, the CU auntie, all this other craziness, because it's kind of a spit in the face, and it adds to the gaslighting that has been done when y'all say he's a 5th round pick. Dog, we watched the games. We stayed up till 3 a.m. We watched Baylor, Colorado. We watched these phenomenal games. We seen it. $9.99. My man Elvis Freshly says they're treating Shedeur like he's Ray Rice or Aaron Hernandez. Humiliation before they allow him to play, in my opinion. Then they'll praise him for his character and skill set. And my biggest issue, and I'm gonna have to end this reading the comments video. We gotta talk about some quarterbacks. And don't worry, I'm gonna do some more reading comments videos. Y'all talked a lot about G. Bush though, so I already knew kind of what was going on. But to end it here, it really makes me worried. It really makes me concerned when you see somebody that I always bring it up. Daniel Fusi was there when Shedeur was giving back to that Cleveland community that had been dealt with some house displacements because of a poor management from the housing, allowing that fire to go off in that local Cleveland community, right? And Shedeur was there. Shedeur's at the high schools. Shedeur's taking pictures. Shedeur's putting extra. So it just, I knew what it was, and I want y'all to know. And I'm not speaking to Shedeur fans. I'm not speaking to CU aunties. I want y'all, the Browns fans that watch my channel. I don't know how many there is that they in the real Browns. You know what I'm saying? I respect y'all if y'all do. I know there's some of y'all that do. I want y'all to know, for the ones that don't get it too, that it's not about just Shedeur. It's not. It's about people lying, misrepresenting this family for years. And people are finally sick and tired of it. People got receipts. People got facts. And all I say is to judge on the fact. This is why I'm ending here. I've been big and y'all got mad at me. If Shedeur plays bad, I'm gonna stand right in front of this camera and say, hey, yo, I love 12. But Shedeur had a bad game. Hey, Shedeur did this and wrong. And that's one thing. And because, the whole G. Bush thing, just to end it, that's one of the reasons why G. Bush, just to give y'all a little behind the scenes, that was one of the reasons why he said he wanted to reach out. I don't think we got into it in the live, but he said, through all these different things, you supporting him. What you also do is say, hey, if he gonna be bad, he's bad, right? I've been since the draft, when all the leaks came out. I said, hey, we have to live in a world where maybe the interviews were bad, but even if they were that bad, y'all, I ain't gonna give you my whole spiel, but that still don't mean, you know what I'm saying? They still lying to you. They still treating him like a bad interview that was worse than what Aaron Hernandez did, that was worse than what Ray Rice did, that was worse than what Mike, what's his name, Mike Marshall, I forgot, he played at Marshall defensive end, he got drafted by Mike Green did. That boy had multiple essay cases going back to high school. I know they were dropped, they were this, they were that, but I mean, that drop cases is closer to Shedeur with no cases. I don't know if y'all see that or hear that. But hey, man, I read some comments. I will be reading more comments. I'm going to probably have to do a bunch of comment reading videos just throughout the week at this point because y'all going crazy. I appreciate y'all so much. Leave a comment down below on this video, and I will read it. I got to do it. I will do it. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. We'll see you next time. Peace. All right, chat. Let me find. I lost my headphone. Hold up. If y'all don't know, in live chat, I'm about to start yapping to y'all again. We're gonna get into some quarterbacks. I haven't talked about the quarterbacks in a while. I want to read some more of the live chat because y'all be having fire comments. There it is. Y'all be having fire comments. Yes, my Tank Deleonte jersey is on backwards. That's how I get down. Ham. All right. So let me read a little bit of these live comments real quick. Like, what we got? Sports BSY Lim says Shedeur had a 1 5-star athlete on his entire team. Everyone went pro. Hey man, that's what the stats say, man. Chuck Pike says overrated Nepo baby 5th round pick. Chart 8603 says Chuck, we don't believe you. You need more people. Pay attention, meathead. You're saying the same that he said. I feel like 8 Mile sometimes. Dylan had 38 5-star athletes. It wasn't 38, but probably 38 4 and 5-star. Yeah. If you add the 4 stars too. CUFH70. I don't know why it has y'all's ats, but it's hard to read it. Shedeur gonna have bad moments, but he's also gonna throw past 10 yards as long as Stefanski isn't involved. Preach it, brother. Preach it. Chuck Pike says, how many bowl games has Sanders won? Well, how many bowl games has Patrick Mahomes won, big guy? Quickly. He lost all his bowl games. He holds the ball too long. Well, hey, man, Chuck Pike, I'm happy that you're an NFL evaluator. Colt Brennan. Hey, man, my man Colt Brennan goes crazy. I find the truth facts. Talk to him, gang. Wait, what did you say? Find the truth. Weaver, Will, Jimmy, LeJonte, and Travis. Stop playing. Finally, the truth says if Shedeur was at Oregon, they would have went back to back. It's not bad. How many NFL wide receivers are in the NFL because of Dylan besides 7th round Tez Johnson? They said Tez Johnson was too slow and small to play football, and he got into the league and was doing what's it called? XYZ. Mahomes wasn't a 5th rounder. Well, then why did he have a worse record than Shedeur in the same conference? Wait. What happened? I thought it mattered how many games and bowl games you won. I thought, wait. And this is how I know you're super young. You know Patrick Mahomes was being compared to Jay Cutler, right? Like they thought he was going to be Jay Cutler. He wasn't a blues tip prospect. See, some of y'all have only been watching football for 2 years, and that's okay. You might be younger. You might be new to football, Chuck, right? Maybe watch a little bit of NFL films, watch a Brett Collerman video, watch some Pat McAfee. Maybe you'll get caught up on the game. But no, Patrick Mahomes at a Texas Tech, he was a big arm mobile dude that maybe could play this sport. He was a project that they sat on the bench for most of the year. But again, you don't watch football. So maybe when you watch it, you'll get there. You'll get there, man. Eating 12 hairs, give us, what's it called? Will Smith says, if he plays bad, I'll blame the coaches, not Shedeur. They made it clear. No reps, no first-team reps, not my focus. I can't blame Shedeur. The head coach just admitted he don't care about his players. I wouldn't go as far as say he doesn't care about his players, but I will say that I put a lot of, and that's my whole thing about being pro Dylan Gabriel, right? If you're a head coach in the NFL, your job is to make the quarterback's job easier. Your job is to make your players' job easier and set them up for success. So I'm never going to accept this BS as, oh, well, it's all the players' fault. No. As a coach, you have to know in some regards what can and can't be done, what does and what doesn't rock. So, if you're gonna get paid to be a coach, I need the results of a coach, right? I can't just have some BS. You feel me? So, it is what it is. Why don't you like Lima? Lima, he be rage baiting, man. Right? Lima is just a rage baiter, dog. I love to talk. You know what I need to do? We need to go on one of these. We need to call in. Do they do call-ins? Like 92.3 The Fan? That's what we need to do. We need to call in and on some serious. Like, not on no prank call. Just like, let's just have a conversation, man. What y'all been hearing about 12, man? That's what I want to do. I want to call up 92.3 The Fan, and we're going to get into it. You feel me? He was a 5-star in his only went to Texas. I don't know. I thought what's it called? I thought Shedeur was a 3-star. He was committed to FAU. I thought he did have Alabama offers though. The boy was. Shedeur was laced. I don't know why people try to play with his top like that. I don't get it. People don't watch football. It is what it is. They scream too much. Who is they? Am I they? I don't know. All right, let's get into it. Let's get right into it. It's been a long time since we talked about the next quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. And as we all know, Shedeur Sanders probably not going to get any meaningful reps if Kevin Stefanski has anything to say about it. So we're on to next year for the Browns fans. Who are they going to come in to compete with Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur? Wait. You're telling me they're going to keep a bunch of young quarterbacks on the roster this year?
So you're saying there's still plenty of time to see him?
To see Sanders.
Tony, in all reality, what does that accomplish? Whether we see him for 4 games, 6 games, or 8 games, they're going to be drafting a quarterback next year. So great. So you're just throwing him out there just because?
To see what he's got. To see what he's got. Everyone wants to see what he's got.
So say he's got something.
Yeah.
What does that do? They're still taking a quarterback next year.
Well, they still have to rank these guys for next year. They're not getting rid of either of them, in my opinion.
So their quarterback room next year will be quarterbacks that maybe have 1 or 2 wins collectively.
No, your quarterback room next year will be 2 second-year players and a rookie.
Yes.
So I want to make sure we get the full scope of everything. Time is a flat circle, right? I just told you that, throughout the last year, what's his name? Kevin Stefanski. What he did was give up his play calling duties, right? He gave up his play calling ability, and what that resulted in, right, was his offensive coordinator being fired, right? And why are we talking about this? This is supposed to be about college players. We're gonna get there. Just rock with me, right? What I'm saying is, if you go back to 2017, right? This is they're pulling a 2017 right now. Now the ages are slightly different, but I pulled up the 2017 quarterback, and you can never trust the AI, but I don't want to waste too much of your time, right? The 2017 Browns, they drafted Deshaun Kaiser, right? And I want to put this out there. They drafted a project quarterback, a young project quarterback, to join a veteran, right, who was brought in with the most experienced player on the roster. Brock Osweiler, the most experienced. Guys, this was in 2017. I don't know if y'all remember Brock Osweiler. I'm a Texans fan. We gave him way too much money one time, so I remember who Brock Osweiler is. I don't want to. But in 2017, Brock Osweiler being the most veteran player, what was that, like his 4th or 5th year? He really wasn't in the game that long, right? Even if it was 6, 7, it doesn't matter, right? Deshaun Kaiser, the team's starting quarterback for most of this 2017 season, was their 2nd round pick who wasn't ready to play. You had Cody Kessler, who was a young player, and Kevin Hogan, also a young player. They are doing the same exact thing that they did in 27. They're going to draft either Fernando Mendoza, Ty Simpson, or Mr. What's his name, Deontay Moore, and completely ruin his development while also ruining two other quarterbacks as they hold him onto the roster. So here we are checking in on the quarterbacks of the future, the potential players for the Cleveland Browns in the 2026 NFL Draft, and it's a lot of boring. I gotta be honest with you. First off, gotta say I was wrong. Y'all know I'm an Arch Manning guy. He was looked at as that dude. Let me just show y'all. We started doing these videos. What was it? I'm gonna check the date. August 18th. We were doing videos. Yeah, so we were doing videos about this August 18th, and our top players at the time was Lenore Sellers, Garrett Nussmeier, Cade Klubnik. Oh my God, Drew Aller, and then we had right underneath. Now one of these was right. Super Saiyan. That boy nice. I don't think he's eligible, but that boy nice. That boy real nice. What's it called? And then this goddamn potato with wings, Mr. Arch Manning, who's also supposed to come out the draft. Arch Manning, just after getting concussion, is playing like his last name is Manning. So that's good. That's decent. That boy Julian Sand is throwing to Julio Jones incarnate. Garrett Nussmeier, his coach is fired. Lenore Sellers, his head coach is going to be fired. Sorry about it. No more Beamer ball. Cade Klubnik, I'll pray for you. And then Drew Aller, literally his season's over and his coach is fired. So many things have changed as we enter, the week 10 of the college football season. In the top three, the big three goes Dante Moore out of Oregon for talent-wise, Fernando Mendoza for a winning ability as well as elite touch on the football, and Mr. Ty, the 5-star Simpson. This is a bad man. This is a real bad man. Now, here's what I have to say. I think the Browns, with the multiple first-round picks that they have, I think going into another year, after you reached on a guy that was supposed to be your quarterback, you're going to go get another quarterback after having two quarterbacks. I don't see how productive it is. If it was up to me, right, I would say, hey, let's load up. Let's maybe we try to sign a veteran and actually keep him on the roster. I don't know. Maybe y'all thought about that, right? How about we just give it one more year? How about we get an offensive line, shore up the defense, and when we're ready to pick our guy, when Arch Manning comes in, because y'all know the Manning family connection, right? Just go ahead and do that. But no, the Browns is going to be the Browns. They're going to be picking pretty high in the draft with their first pick, and they're probably most likely going to be picking a quarterback. So some of the mock drafts, this is CBS releasing their first 2026 NFL mock draft. They do have Fernando Mendoza going round 1, pick 4. You got Caleb Downs, who's looked at as one of the better players in college football. Jordan Tyson, one of the better wide receivers. I think Carnell Tate is going to be wide receiver 1, but Jordan Tyson has the physical capabilities, the measurables, right? And he's just a demon with the ball in his hands. Somehow people still have Lenore Sellers going late in the first round. Again, he's a body type guy that you might be looking at just as from a physical aspect to one. So let's take a peek at some of these stats. Mr. Ty Simpson, again, the tail of the tape for Alabama, you had that opening loss to Florida State, and it was less defining. And it's crazy because that loss looks worse and worse, even though Alabama has only looked better and better throughout the season. Obviously handling Georgia, doing what they need to do. And I believe they're undefeated in SEC play in 7-1, poised for SEC championship, locked and loaded to go ahead for another college football playoff run. And Ty Simpson is doing the dang thing. 2,184 passing yards, 20 touchdowns. Hold up. He's thrown one interception. That boy nice. That boy nice. A few stats here. A rating versus conference opponents 150.2. Completion percentage versus conference 65.7. Not too shabby. Pass yards versus conference, that's 1,300. Touchdown in the SEC, boy. 11 of them things. You like to see that. 11 touchdowns away, 11 touchdowns home, 1 interception. Oh, sorry. Conference and home. So have they played all their games in conference and home? I don't know. That's confusing. So the dude is slinging it around the yard. So we're gonna watch a few different things here. We're gonna watch him get busy in the only way that he gets busy. And there's a lot to be liked about Dante Moore. There's a lot to be liked about Fernando Mendoza. But Ty Simpson is a 5-star, boy. He is shining. He is growing into this offense. And, I think the thing that you like to see the most within a young quarterback is having some confidence. So the fact that he's showing it, he's putting balls in nasty places, in nasty spaces. If the Browns thought about maybe not destroying another quarterback prospect, this could be an option here. Now, they're gonna go with a little fake pitch here. Get the fat boys moving. Check out this little throw, 1-on-1. Ew, put it in the bucket for him. Go ahead and put it in the bucket for him. Drop it like it's hot, boy. I mean, he's delivering dots all over the place. Here he is. Somebody closing in on him. He's going to deliver a strike, right on a defender, right? And again, we can't show too much of that because y'all know they're going to come in and, you feel me? They going to send me packing if I don't do too much packing. But let's get on to the next player. You get it. Ty Simpson, he can run the ball. He can get busy. He takes care of the ball. Only one interception. I believe he's the Heisman favorite, if I'm not mistaken. So wouldn't be a bad player, but I am sure that they would completely ruin Ty Simpson. Here we go. Mr. Fernando Mendoza. And, each of these players have something that they're going to do specific. This is the thing I think that stands out for the Cleveland Browns fans. I think this is the type of guy that they want in their locker room, huh?
We do one of the best run games in the country. So when you want to take away the pass, then, all right, sure, we'll run 370 yards down your throat. So... So, whenever you take away the fronts, I'm going to do the front, and then I'm going to do the head with the head with the hand. You feel me? You feel me? This is the type of, hey, corn-fed. Now, he did play at Cal, right? So maybe he's a California kid. I don't know. But this squeaky, clean, nice smile, clean Superman haircut. Hey, Tony Grossi going to love you, boy. Tony Grossi going to be writing love letters to you, boy. But also, he can ball. Like, let's also not get it mixed up or twisted up. The kid can ball. Fernando Mendoza, formerly of Cal. Shout out to the Calgorithm, right? Making great things happen. This was just one because I knew it was copyright free. But people like Fernando Mendoza. He's likable. 2,100 yards, 21-24, 25 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 90 QBR, 6'5". He's from Miami, Florida. This is a Miami Demon? Oh, all right, Fernando. My fault. And by the way, fun fact about Fernando Mendoza, his younger brother that plays quarterback and wears the number 16 is also an Indiana Hoosier. So I like that a lot. Here's the other. This is the mini Doza with the big Doza there. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. 6'5", Miami, Indiana, Cal. NIL is a crazy thing, man. NIL is a crazy thing. All right, so let's check it out. Versus conference, he has 182.9 rating, 72.3 completion percentage, nasty. 1,400 yards, 16 touchdowns versus conference. Getting the job done in conference. 72% completion, 1,400, 9.6, 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. His longest 52. Like I said, 182 there. I don't think I have as much film. I thought I had more film. I just have him. I got to be honest with you. I got him cheering on his little brother and saying weird things about the run game. Not as much stuff. But let's hear people yap about him.
Today, I want you to give us some quarterback names you think the Jets may consider using some of that newly acquired draft capital on here in the coming years.
Yeah, let's start with who's been perhaps the best quarterback in all of college football this season. That's Fernando Mendoza for Indiana. He's completing north of 72% of his passes. He's got this powerful arm and has accuracy.
Shedeur Sanders numbers, huh? Shedeur Sanders completion numbers, boy.
He played at Cal the prior 2 years, Laura, and around better infrastructure in Indiana, he has cleaned up some of the areas which he was not brilliant at last season. Seeing some real growth from him. I do expect him to declare for this upcoming draft. Ty Simpson is just like a runaway train right now. He has 20 touchdowns, 1 interception. First-year starter for Alabama, who waited and waited and waited some more to become the starting quarterback. Few people thought he would be on the NFL draft radar, and he may go back to Bama for one more season, but he is showing out with major accuracy each and every week and doing an incredible job protecting the football. Another guy who has really burst onto the scene this year is Oregon quarterback Dante Moore. Has already thrown for 19 touchdown passes this season.
Not
now,
bad.
He arrived
Not
as
bad.
a true freshman at UCLA, is one of the best prospects in all of college football. He started 5 games, and he has since basically been a backup. He backed up Dylan Gabriel last season.
Hey!
With accuracy, has some good but not elite mobility, but can do some stuff with his legs as well. I would say right now, evaluators do think there's a chance to go back for one more season in Eugene.
So, you got a Dylan Gabriel that you're not worried if you can see over the line. And again, I didn't ask that question. Tony Grossi, Cleveland Browns beat reporter, beat writer, he asked the starting quarterback if he could see over his offensive line, if he could see his wide receivers at 6'3" at a Detroit, Michigan. I don't think anybody thinks Dante Moore is going to be not able to see over the line. Now, I watched a little more of probably the most of his football because he was at UCLA and because he was a high, he's supposed to be a super high prospect. So it's one of those things that kind of drew me to watching him play some foosball. He's silky smooth, man. He's silky smooth. Like they said, he kind of reminds me of CJ Stroud, where, like you said, he's not the most mobile, but he can move around a little bit. He can dink and dunk. I mean, 72.2 QBR. Not the greatest, to be honest with you. 4 interceptions, 19 touchdowns. He's got his moments and spurts, but again, he was a true freshman, at least at UCLA, then backed up Dylan Gabriel. Hopefully with all that time, space, and grace, he's able to make some good things happen. What he's been doing so far, like I said, silky smooth, deliberate, just whipping the ball around. That's a pretty easy throw. He's wide open. What are you going to do there? Got a little play action here. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to hitch. He's going to step up and deliver right over the top of the defense. Again, smooth, clean, silky. Now this one, I like this one right here. I like this little number. This little, wait. Yoink. Ooh, thank you very much. Hey, he gets busy. He does, in fact. Ooh, look at that. Bop. All right, so Dante Moore gets busy. He's got decent stats. I want y'all to let me know right now who y'all have as QB1 going. Obviously, there are a few mock drafts already out and about saying different things like this and that. Fernando Mendoza, Indiana, to the Saints. I think the only team that would be worse off picking another quarterback in the draft would be the Saints. I got to be honest with you. Holy crap, dog. Y'all wasted at this point. I know Tyler Strucker's just getting going, but you're talking about somebody who had more seasons in college football than Dylan Gabriel. Like at one point, do you pull the plug on some things, my guy? At one point, do we face the music? But yeah, that's all we got right now. Y'all let me know down below who you think the QB1 is. Who do you think the Browns QB1 will be when they start this season? Is it going to be one of these young guys? Is it going to be somebody else? Is Arch Manning going to have a crazy end-of-year run and then, hey, just be Haslam's guy? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Like if you like it, dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content. We will see you next time. All right. Man, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to read some more of y'all's comments, and then I'm getting out of here. Y'all been, like, the chat is so active right now. Y'all are going crazy. What's it called? Okay, cool. Boom. All right, I just gotta go back and read the comments, man. Y'all are going crazy right now. That's how we're gonna end this stream. Where's the thing at? There it is. Here it is. This is all right. Boom. What y'all said this time? What, Shedeur's jumping off a bridge? Don't say those things. Don't do that. Don't climb trees, children. But Shedeur Sanders. Comments, reading them. I gotta read them. Y'all be leaving them, so I gotta read them. So, live chat again was going so crazy. I went back and watched. I just made a video speaking about Deontay Lewis's Buckeyes and the fact that they're probably going to dominate the 2026 NFL draft. And I think a few of those Ohio Buckeyes are probably just going to have to do a little bit of walk up to Berea and come over to the Browns. I'm actually going to start with Deontay because he is actually the Buckeyes whisperer. The first thing he says
is Ty Simpson is cold. He's smooth. That boy nice. And if like we were discussing, right, the next quarterback to be in what's going to be another loaded quarterback room in the Browns, because Tony Grossi thinks Shedeur is not going to get let go. Tony Grossi thinks Dylan Gabriel is still going to be on the roster. Tony Grossi thinks it's going to be a roster of a rookie, a new shiny rookie, Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders all in the same place. None of them getting any real development. Great stuff. So Ty Simpson's my add to that. Deontay Lewis says MPJ Jr. Cold too, though. Oh yeah, of course. Sheer Shaw can make those throws. Ayo, Paul's balls in nasty places is wild. What's wrong with balls in nasty places? Mike Williams says, get them tings. I can't read this. Sports BLM says, yes, get a tie. Get us out of Cleveland. Nope. Cup H70 says, nope. Sayin is now the Heisman favorite. Simpson is third. We were talking a lot of college ball, too. We talk a little college ball around here, too. Finally, this says, they just kept giving the things. At Chart says, that NIL money better be long if you want the best. And hey, that's true. Mike Williams says, okay, he keeps saying the same thing. He says Sayin has better numbers than Mendoza, and it looks like it. It looks like Sayin does have better numbers, but he is throwing. Julian Sayin is throwing to future Cleveland Brown. What's it called? Jeremiah Smith, and he might also be a future Cleveland Brown. We'll see. So how are any of these boys different from what Shedeur was last year? That's the real question. See, when the next draft slide happens, I'm gonna see how the narrative shift. If Ty Simpson starts falling, is it because he's so terrible off the field? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens, right? What about the hype at Nebraska? Baby Mahomes is out for the season. Drew Aller's out for the season. A lot of these top tier quarterbacks are already out for the season and have completely changed the landscape of what the Browns could even pick from. And not to mention Arch Manning was dyslexic for the first half of the season. So, it's something to point out there. Cupio says, we appreciate you, teams. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Callie says, who in the draft is better than Shedeur? Which of those quarterbacks is better than him in your opinion? Which quarterback of this is a good question. I'm gonna end this one here and answer the question, what quarterback do I think is better than Shedeur out of this draft? I don't think Dante Moore. I think Dante Moore is still too raw. I'm only going to go out of that big three that we were talking about. I don't know how for Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza is a baller now. Fernando Mendoza is a baller, but I don't think I'm there. I think the skill sets are similar, and he's a tall son of a gun, right? And he has a great offensive line over there in Indiana, right? So I don't think that's apples to oranges. That one's close. I think I might give to Ty Simpson only, and this is I'm gonna be specific, at the college level, because he can run. Like Ty Simpson can boogie. He can run the ball. Shedeur, he ain't slow, but they weren't running read options with him. So from, I would say, college production, I would say Ty Simpson is the only quarterback of the top three that I would maybe, and this is, if I compare everything, maybe consider better. Because if we do pure throwing, I don't know. Even though Ty Simpson can throw that thing, there's some ballers coming up. I really do think there's some ballers. But Shedeur is a baller, and it ain't gonna change Nathan about that, because talent and what things look like on paper is completely different from the product that is going to be produced when someone gets out there. And I'm just confident from what we've seen from Shedeur in different places, spaces, different offensive coordinators, different circumstances, that it's always going to be the best of his ability, whatever he shows. So back to the reading the comments video. We're going to read George's comments, and he says, Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, all sat behind viable NFL QBs and Super Bowl winners. So stop with this guy sat. If you got it, you got it, and will show even in losing. DJ don't got it, even if he was throwing to Chase, Lamb, or whoever. Hey, that's how Grady Joy feels. JD Green says, only 15% of the population is 6 foot tall. It drops significantly every inch you increase. The average height of a man is 5'9". Well, I would say the NFL shouldn't be average men. Like that's not, this isn't the average man contest. This is the let me smash my face into another man's face contest. Like that. You feel me? Oh, we gotta do the, sorry, I'm doing this live. We're gonna do a Cam Ward video after this. That's what we're gonna do after reading comments. Sorry. Cup H70, he's actually in the live chat, says, There's a fake narrative that Shedeur isn't ready, and a non-astute fans believe this nonsense. There is Stefanski's little mouthpieces spewing the lie. They are Tony Grossi, Mary Kay, and Jason Lloyd. The rest of the sheep just repeat. Now, Cup H70, I'm so happy you brought that up because, you know, in my comment reading videos, I like to do something special. Whenever y'all call something out, I like to have something ready. I don't think that this isn't Jason Lloyd, but you speak about lying and having bad narratives. Well, I'm happy you said that because I got something right here.
He was doing, right? He never dropped back, planted his foot, and threw the football.
I can't obviously I can't show that, but obviously he's dropped back and planted and thrown the football. We know this. We know this, right?
Between him and Cam Ward, right? And being down here with Cam, right? Cam Ward. This is between him and Cam Ward, right? And being down here with Cam Ward, I saw that dude put his foot on the ground at 3 or 5 step drop, get rid of the ball, throw it with timing and accuracy. We never really saw that out of Shedeur.
And again, he's just gonna show. I mean, 3rd and 9. By the way, in his own end zone. By the way, y'all saw what happened. And I want to point this out. I really want to point this out. Y'all saw what happened when Dillon Gabriel had a clean pocket in his own end zone, right? He peed down his leg. That's what happened. He peed down his leg and threw a safety, right? He threw a safety. I didn't even know that was. He threw a safety, dog, right? What does Shedeur do? Calm, cool, collective. People coming down at him. Pats that ball, boy. 3rd and 9, he delivers, but we ain't here for that. We ain't here for that, man. Let's. What other lies you got? What else you got, man?
So that's a skill set that he has to pick up on, right? We watched him in that preseason game. It was a lot of scrambling, running around, throwing the ball on the run, making plays.
And of course, this is just one of his best play action because, you know, unlike Dillon Gabriel, he has some decent play action form. Boom, gets out there. Watch the flow of the linebackers. Watch how they bite. Watch him get widened out here. Watch the line all shift this way. That's how you know you're doing something right. Just freeze him for a second. You got him on his toes, right? 1, 2, 3. He's gonna set up, roll left, pat that thing, boy. You better pat that thing, Shedeur. Yeah, man. Over a defender, through another defender. I mean, why? What are we doing here? Why? What are we even doing here? Why are we here? Somebody, please. What's it called? Sometimes I consider getting an X account to support y'all. I deleted my account after Musk purchased it. That's not a bad decision. That wasn't a bad decision. Not me. You too says they are trying very hard to intentionally break Shedeur's spirit and dreams. I pray it doesn't happen. Stay strong, young man. I like to see that. Derek Lucas says, has anyone thought that Stefanski isn't allowed to play Sanders? If this collusion is at its highest, why would the powers that be allow him to play? They would want to keep burying him to show other players coming out of the draft that they need to act accordingly, or this could happen. I guarantee you that they'll play Sappy before Sanders, or they'll keep Gabriel playing until Watson returns and Sanders will be regulated to the 3rd string. And you know, even if people think that there's some type of, you know, crazy, you know, conspiracy, what have they shown to show that they want to give Shedeur that same standard? Again, I'm not talking about, oh, Shedeur's not starting. I'm talking about Shedeur doesn't even have first team reps. You feel me? Like that is, how can you know he's ready if you don't even give him a chance to even try to get ready? Like, come on, man. 80s Brazil says he wants Shedeur traded. Julian Roman says, by the way, Dillon looking bad on the field is karma for sneak dissing Shedeur. No, he didn't sneak diss Shedeur. We know that. He did not do that. He says, Tom Brady sat his first season too. Just saying. Kenny is really good at sacking himself. I mean, Hey, man, same man. I wouldn't mind him being transferred to a team that actually sees him with a future. Okay, I'm not mad at that. That team would likely allow him to play in the preseason. They would give him reps, etc. It's the lying that vexed me. Just acknowledge what happened and what's happening. He's a great quarterback, but they are focused on Dillon Gabriel. Not because Dillon Gabriel is better, because he was his pick. And I often make a point, and someone just said Shedeur Sanders to the Steelers. The timetable is still there. I think it's interesting that so many people, because there's a lot of, some people are just new to football, XYZ, legitimately learning about it, right? So the fact that they're able to even see as quickly as that, to show like, hey man, not only are things not right, but it feels like it's a concerted effort, right? It feels like there's real deal lying. It feels like people are purposely trying to misrepresent what Shedeur stands for, what he is, and who he is to get off whatever narrative that they want to get, and it's kind of concerning when you think about it, right? I'll tell you when he says, okay. He says, appreciate you reading the comments. Hey, I gotta do it. I gotta read the comments. 1021 says, I think guaranteed start for the Browns next year is a better scenario. The longer you wait, you could lose the feel for the game, even though I do want him out of Cleveland. Interesting. The catch, my boy. I had typos. I'm sorry. Personally, I think SS can start at the Raiders, Saints, Jets, Jacksonville, Vikings, and Cleveland. Comment down below. What teams do you think Shedeur Sanders couldn't start for right now? If I have to say one team I know Shedeur couldn't start for, because that's too easy, because I can just say like Patrick Mahomes or something. What's the wildest team you think Shedeur could start for? Comment that down below right now. 47, secret message. What's it called? I messed up. If there was a football game, Shedeur supporters versus the haters, in my opinion, the haters losing by 50. Because when they see comments, it feels arguing with someone who has no brain cells. Interesting. Garrett Bush said he wants to collab and reach out. He likes your content. Shout out to Garrett Bush. Player, you get on the field now. If SS gets out there with a new coach next year, I guarantee you they will draft a quarterback in the first. Show what you got and let that darn resume. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Only if there is a new head coach or traded. Only would be the only reason for 12 don't play. Hey, San Francisco 49ers. That's what he wants. He wants the 49ers. The Sanders scam is about over. Shiloh done. Shedeur will be done. Dion will be fired. If Dion gets fired, he's going to get paid a lot of money. So, oh no. But yeah, good job, bud. Debbie says 12. And then Benson says Shedeur will get dropped after the trade deadline. Shedeur is boo-boo, point blank, period. No trade. Okay, we get it. How many videos are you going to make about the same thing? A lot. Shedeur sabotaged himself by being trash. Stop making excuses for grown men. All right, well, let's get into a little bit of Jimmy Horn Jr. and the man Joe Flacco. So Joe Flacco went crazy this Sunday. Jimmy Horn didn't get as many touches. So, I made a little video, and that boy was going crazy. So Joe was feeling the Bengals effect that every Joe feels when playing for the Bengals. 400-plus yards, 4 touchdowns. And the defense sucks, as always. That boy threw for like 470 yards and lost on the last-second touchdown. Trizzy says, not going to lie, I thought my Panthers had no chance in hell going into that game, but they proved me wrong, and I'm glad they did. WVid Tings. Appreciate you, Trizzy. We got Tings in the bushes. You feel me? Joe playing like that in November is scary. For the AFC, it ain't even January yet, and Joe throwing for 470. That boy looked 22 over there. Oh, snap. The collab is coming. Yeah, man. That FB Tings and G Bush collab about to be a whole vibe. That FB Tings and G Bush collab. Come on now. Talk about pump count is hilarious. Oh, yeah. Hey, my man Rico Dowdle, he hit the 1-2 pump, and they was mad at my guy. I was so confused. Why y'all trying to come at my guy who's pumping? Joe scoring 42, telling me it's the Browns. G Bush X the Tings can't wait. Bengals fan, man. But yeah, Joe Flacco doing his thing. Just bad defensive play. The Colts lost because they gave up on the running game too early. Okay. The Titans had a touchdown from defense, that a touchdown from special teams. Cam Ward wasn't throwing 80-yard bombs, but letting the ball slip out his hand on open receivers and easy throws. I've never seen a number 1 pick give this much grace, and definitely not a black quarterback. Hey, I'm going to end the comment reading right in here, because I'm still live and I do have to talk about Cam Ward, but we will be back reading more comments. I appreciate y'all leaving comments. Leave comments down below, because I have to read the comments underneath this comment video. But that leads me to a great point. It's time to talk about Cam Ward. We got to do it, man. We got to talk about Cam Ward, man. We got to do it, man. It's got to be done. I'm a little hot. Doing too much yelling. And I lied. I said that was going to be the last video. I got one more in me. Gotta get a Cam Ward video, man. What are we doing if we don't get a Cam Ward video, huh? Gotta put on for my guy. Big Oilers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my fake Oilers fans, a.k.a. Titans. You feel me? They go big. Hey, man. It's not Cam Ward's fault. Guys, it's not his fault. Please. I'm really, y'all got to give my guy some grace. Cam Ward, that's my guy. I do want to point out some stats and facts of Cam Ward, because as much as I get on here and defend, I'm going to have to be honest too. There's been some nasty things that Cam has done. Nasty in a good way and nasty in a bad way. Right? So let's take a look at this. And I just want to make sure everybody cleanse your mind. If I say anything negative, remember, it's not Cam Ward's fault. I am going to defend Cam, but it's hard to defend this, right? So, lowest completion percentage in a win this year, Cam Ward, 53.8%. So, I just want to point that out. This year, he has one of the worst quarterback performances from a completion percentage aspect while still getting a win, right? Now, it would be cool if it just stopped there, but here we go. Cam Ward has just 5 pass touchdowns through his first 8 career starts. The only number 1 picks in the common draft era with fewer pass touchdowns in their first 8 careers are Terry Bradshaw with 2, Alex Smith with 2, and John Elway. So Terry Bradshaw, a Shedeur Sanders hater, which, I mean, hey, there's plenty of Shedeur Sanders haters. Alex Smith, pretty decent quarterback, and a Shedeur Sanders hater. And then John Elway, who played in the year, he played in the 90s, son. All right, look at the 90 stats. Troy Aikman was throwing for like 21 interceptions. Like, it was real nasty back in those days. So I would love to come here and say everything's gonna be all right, Titans fans. Everything gonna be cool. But man, when the 2 names that pop up are Terry Bradshaw was the 80s and 90s. That, hey, we're not looking great, fellas. We're not looking as good as we can. And going deeper into the advanced analytics here, Cam Ward went for 12 of 21 for 145 yards against the Chargers. Now, the Chargers are a good defense, right? But this is like a sad throwing chart, man. This is a real sad throwing chart. Okay? Ward completed 9 of his 11 passes thrown under 10 air yards for 80 yards, while completing only 3 of 10 for 65 yards on passes 10 plus yards down the field. Facing single high coverage, Ward completed 7 of 9 for 96 yards, compared to 5 of 12 for 49 against split safety coverage. So he's a guy that likes cover 1 looks and cover 3 looks. There's nothing wrong with that. He wants to hit that seam. And, you know, looking at the stats in totality, and looking at it with a little bit of context, right? You have, versus the blitz and versus, non-blitz, and specifically versus the blitz, right? 355 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. So I want to point out that the majority of his interceptions have came while not being blitzed, which is kind of crazy. He only has 1 more touchdown when not being blitzed. And as much as we can say, oh, well, he's doing a great job when blitzed, right? That's not the end of this. See, the importance when you look at these statistics is not just to say, okay, well, when he's being blitzed, he's doing that good. But one of the biggest thing a quarterback needs to be able to do is be a point guard, right? Just take advantage of what the defense is giving you. Make the pass. And I don't mean just make a crazy pass. Sometimes you got to make the easy pass. Sometimes the wide open pass is the one that you need to make. And right now, it seems that even with not a lot of pressure on Cam Ward, he's not being able to make those high-level decisions to simply just get the ball where it needs to be. Now, for every throw like this, right, for every amazing, and I want to make sure we see this beautiful throw. He's going to set up here. He's going to plant. He's got, a fat boy, a big dancing panda right on his back hip there. and he's going to throw an absolute piss missile between 3 defenders. But for every throw like that, you also see things like that. So it says Cam Ward had a wide open receiver down the field. He just underthrew him. So let's take a peek at this. Let's take a peek at what happens. Cam sets up here. It looks like he gets a little bit of pressure. He evades the pressure. Then he sidearms it and completely Arch Manning did. This is called the Arch Manning, right? When you have a wide open throw, your mechanics get away from you. Look at what happens. And, kids, everybody's not Patrick Mahomes, right? Everybody can't be Patrick Mahomes, okay? And it's the same thing that I was getting mad about with not Cam Ward, but Arch Manning, where I was like, yo, Arch, you're not Quinn Ewers. Like, let's stop with the side arming and stop with the you're come on, man. Cam, I know you could throw a nasty sidearm. I know you can. But man, can we set our feet here? Look at what's happening here. And I'm no quarterback pro, right? I want it to be known. But I have seen so few accurate passes thrown. Look what his feet does. I want to point out his feet. It's not that his feet go way too wide. They go out and up. So he's like in a lunge. He's like in a lunge trying to throw this football. Where is he getting power from? It just physics. He just transferred his body this way on his front foot going this way. So of course, when he throws it, he's torquing, right? It's really all arm. You dropped your legs there, and now you've got no control over this football, wide open, and you miss him. So I can't just sit there and ignore everything because he makes great throws. But I do want to point out another great throw because man, oh man, I want y'all to know this is why. No, even though it looks bad some days, even though it's rough some nights, man, hey, don't y'all ever compare him to Dylan Gabriel. Don't y'all do it. I don't want to hear no more Dylan Gabriel comparisons again. And then probably one of the bigger reasons why you got to love Cam Ward is his responses to the media. So here he is pregame before Chargers, speaking about some of the things, obviously a little bit of, wisdom there. And then he's going to talk about the offense only scoring 6 points and then the offense only scoring 6 points again. Would you look at that? I didn't mean to duplicate that, but let's hear what Cam Ward has to say about the situation at hand.
It is something she said. Let me see. She's been quiet lately, so that's actually surprising. So I'm sure we gotta just try to win a game for her, making sure she'll crack a smile for me this week. So that's the plan this week.
So, in the full quote says, Cam Ward's parents raised him to always speak his mind and be honest about his play. When asked what his mom, Patrice, had to say about the season so far, here's his answer. She's been quiet. That's surprising. Maybe we got to win a game to crack a smile. Are y'all trying to tell me that Cam Ward mom thinks he's playing ass? Oh my God. Cam, it's not your fault, Cam. I promise. And we already had a video of his dad on the sidelines, like, having a conniption because Calvin Ridley was dropping passes. And now his own mom is like, yo, you're kind of mid. Like, I don't know any way around it. Damn. So I can't give up on Cam Ward. His mama ain't got nothing to say to him. I'm going to stand for him. The Jameis Winston thing. He going through what he's going through. I'm a supporter. I'm going to lift him up. You feel me? I'm going to be a Cam Ward supporter. And this is what Cam Ward had to say about the offense only scoring 6 points.
I just got to continue to have the same process level that we got to that point. I think getting back to plays that, while we bring to the game, we can benefit from those, and we do it at times. And also, it just comes down to the players making plays. We, all 11 us on field on offense, we got to continue to do our job each and every play. It's always just whether myself or someone else is not doing their job for one specific play that hurts us. So just got to continue to be better. We also got to hold everybody accountable, trying to win and come back.
Just got to continue to be better. And you know, I want to end this here because you know there are some things that are glaring, that aren't very positive, right? But at the end of the day, you know, quarterbacks take a long time to develop. It's a position that does not need to be rushed and shouldn't be judged. I mean, just to pull out some random dude named Peyton Manning, who had historically one of the worst rookie seasons in NFL history, right? You know, you talk about that. I mean, Alex Smith also had a rough start, you know, not only statistically from that little blurb, but, you know, it's known that Alex Smith kind of had a rough rookie year as well. So it's possible to recover. And the reason why I'm staunchly on the not his fault, right? This is a team that was picking number 1 overall for a reason. This is a team that we're not even halfway in the season and the head coach is already fired. Like this is as a young quarterback that is being tasked with reshaping, reforming, and giving light to a city who hasn't seen a lot of a top tier quarterback play. You know, it's a lot of pressure. My issue, and I think the issue that, you know, Cam Ward might run into is the fact that, you know, if things don't turn around, if he doesn't just do the things, like I said, against not the blitz, right? The simple throws, the wide open throws, right? You know, that Will Levis, Cam Ward conversation, it might get loud. There's people already asking for the Mayo Marauder, and not because he's mayo colored. No, he puts mayo in coffee. Yeah, he just Kentucky stuff. I don't know. I'm confused. So I think it's interesting, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna be a Cam Ward truther. I'll make absurd ways to you know, get him out of a jam, get him out of a bind if I need to. But y'all let me know how you feel about Cam Ward right now. How his the statistics, how he's handling everything. Very tough situation. You lose your head coach. You don't have a lot of production from the wide receiver room. You're in a tough spot, and now you're missing wide open throws, and it looks like you're losing a bit of confidence. I really do feel for Cam Ward, and I just hope that the Titans find a way to hopefully do right by him. If not, you are going to have a new coach who's going to have new ideas, new thoughts, new processes. So it's tough. It's real tough. So, you know, y'all hope Cam does great. Appreciate y'all. If y'all appreciate this video, go ahead and like it, dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content of all shapes, sizes, forms, and fashion, man. We'll see you next time the sun shines. Peace. All right, chat. Live chat. Oh, my man Ian Coleman. My man Trizzy says, now about Cam, do you think he'll make more of an improvement than Mayo Mavis at the end of his rookie season overall? I hope so. I really do hope so. Big Triz. And I think he has the capabilities to do it. Does he have the people around him to do it? I think is the bigger question. Do the Tennessee Titans have, you know, with an interim head coach, do they have the facilities to really give him, and I don't mean physical facilities, you know, I mean coaching bandwidth, you know, trying to find a new coach. Do they have what it takes to fully buy in on Cam Ward so he can make that improvement? Time will be told, and we'll have to see that. But hey, man, I cannot thank y'all enough. We went back-to-back streams. Yesterday was with G. Bush, and I did my own thing. I did a cool little 2-hour stream here. I'm going to be smacking y'all over the head with videos. Y'all going to have Cam Ward videos. Y'all going to have draft videos. We got Shedeur videos. We got rookie videos. I got all types of stuff going on. And if you're watching the stream, you know, maybe after the fact, just comment what you want to see in the future. We're going to get you set up, get you set up nice. Thank y'all to the 139 that stayed in here. I think we had like about 2-something in here at some point. Y'all always show out in the stream, so thank y'all so much. Keep rocking, rolling, and roller coaster, and we'll see you next time.